Well, I hope you enjoyed this beautiful view intersecting with wires everywhere. Thank you, humans and civilization. So I'm in Grand Staircase, Escalante National Park. I'm trying to head to this natural bridge. It should look pretty cool. And we found out there's water. I got across, so we're about to get the feet wet. Took off the boots. I brought the Crocs just in case, but I'm gonna just go barefoot for now because this sand is pretty nice. Well, there's nothing quite like walking barefoot in some sand, so I'm grateful for this. These rocks are wild looking. The discoloration on rocks always intrigues me. And then you look at the details, like how that was carved out and all those holes. I just walked up on some ducks too, so that's interesting how there's ducks basically in a desert. But we got this nice little river right here. I think this is the Escalante River. This is gonna be a point of contention every time I say the word. Escalante or Escalante. Escalante was a Spanish guy, okay? But the locals say Escalante. And to me, it seems like it should be Escalante. That's a Spanish word. I think that's how you would pronounce it. But the locals, they're gonna Americanize it. They're gonna localize it. So they say Escalante, little country folk. And I can't blame them because in Texas, we have the Battle of San Jacinto. Jacinto, it should be Jacinto. It should be San Jacinto. And so anytime you say San versus San, it's incorrect. But I don't know, I guess it's just a localized version of the term. I don't know. I only talked to 2 people from Utah about the word, and they both were like, nah, it's Escalante. They were both my guides for the horseback riding. The guy was like, it's Escalante. I'm like, okay, dude, calm down. We get it. You're from Utah. Well, I was thinking in my head, if Utah was on the coast and had nice beaches, it would be above California in my list in terms of states I've been in and enjoyed. And now would you look at this? This is the most fine sand I've ever walked through. I'm not even trying to be dramatic. It's just super fine, super soft. There's no finer sands in Florida or Gulf Shores or California, to be honest. And so, I mean, the rivers might be enough for me to overtake Cali, but I don't think it will. California was just different. It was more vast, diverse. This is the most otherworldly state, most definitely. And it's the most overwhelming in terms of awe and like looking at it and just being like, what in the world? California still takes the edge, I think. And this is fun walking barefoot too. It like actually is. The small rocks will hurt you, but the big rocks are good and the sand is good. So there's no real trail. The sign said just hug the river all the way down. And so there's really just been a bunch of these little sand paths intertwined there. But here's the bridge. This is definitely pretty cool. Hallelujah! Oh my goodness. That was like way more resonance than I thought there would be. Hallelujah! I got my breakfast, a little bit of bare naked granola left, and I'm gonna make it last. I can survive off this stuff for real. All right, for today's reading, I would like to read about the aftermath of the flood, Noah's flood, in Genesis, starting with chapter 8, the flood subsides. But God remembered Noah and all the beasts and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind blow over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed. The rain from the heavens was restrained, and the waters receded from the earth continually. At the end of 150 days the water had abated. And in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. And the waters continued to abate until the 10th month. And the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. At the end of the 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made, and sent forth a raven. It went to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Then he sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters had subsided from the face of the ground. But the dove found no place to set her foot, and she returned to him to the ark, for the waters were still on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her and brought her into the ark with him. He waited another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came back to him in the evening, and behold, in her mouth was a freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had subsided from the earth. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove, and she did not return to him any more. In the 601st year, in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. In the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth had dried out. Then God said to Noah, "Go out from the ark, you and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you, all flesh, birds and animals, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, that they may swarm on the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply on the earth." So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him, every beast, every creeping thing, and every bird, everything that moves on the earth went out by families from the ark. So God sent out the ravens after being able to see the mountains. And it's interesting because being up on the mountains on this trip, I've seen so many ravens at the tops of mountains. So I guess they like that altitude. And then he sent out the dove, and it came back with the olive leaf saying, okay, now land is being revealed. And then the dove didn't return the second time because it found a nesting place. So Noah knew that the earth was dry because of those birds. And so God flooded the earth as a consequence for mankind descending into destruction, not righteous things. And so God makes a covenant with Noah, beginning in chapter 8, verse 20. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And when the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma, the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground because of man, for the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. I'm going to repeat that. For the intention of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I ever again strike down every living creature as I have done, while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. So God is pleased with the burnt offerings from Noah, and it's like he reconciles with the whole idea of flooding the earth and getting rid of the humans other than Noah's family. And he's reminded of the beauty of his creation with Noah. And so he promises not to curse the ground because of man. And so chapter 9 says, And God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every bird of the heavens, upon everything that creeps on the ground and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. And as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. So basically, don't eat it raw. I think that means just don't eat it raw. And for your lifeblood, I will require a reckoning. From every beast, I will require it, and from man. From his fellow man, I will require a reckoning for the life of man. Whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed. For God made man in his own image. And you, be fruitful and multiply. Increase greatly on the earth and multiply in it. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, Behold, I establish my covenant with you and your offspring after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the livestock, and every beast of the earth with you, as many as came out of the ark. It is for every beast of the earth. I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. So God is now making a covenant, making a promise, a deal, saying, I will never again flood the earth and destroy it. And God said, This is the sign of the covenant that I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for all future generations. I have set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, and the bow is seen in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will see it, and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and all flesh that is on earth." So God basically says, I'm going to create a rainbow for when it rains and you can see it in the clouds. That is going to be a sign for me to reminisce on that time of the flood as a reminder to never do it again. It's basically just a symbol of what had happened and his promise to never do it again. And so that's what the rainbow is. That's what it represents. Today it represents something a little bit different. And I'll just say this, I don't think it's a coincidence that it represents something different today. I think the enemy, I think Satan dives deep into culture, and I think that he attacks certain things. And so now when people see that rainbow, when people see a rainbow in general, they don't think about the flood. They don't think about the capability of God, but the covenant of God that he promised people. People don't think about, oh, the earth used to be terrible. Man descended into destruction and God punished them. Reconciliation, flood, boom. But then he promised not to do it again. And now that's what the rainbow serves as. People's mind doesn't go to that anymore. People's mind goes to something else. And I don't think that that is a mere coincidence. But anyways, it goes into Noah's descendants with verse 18. The sons of Noah who went forth from the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah, and from these the people of the whole earth were dispersed. And so to conclude this chapter, to go to verse 28, the last verse of the chapter, it says, after the flood, Noah lived 350 years. All the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. So that was the flood. That was God's reconciliation with Noah and with humankind, with creating the rainbow. We got a natural bridge here. Beautiful. It's interesting, those black streaks up top, it looks like it was burned. That might just be from like water. I don't know. This place is beautiful though. Next place I stop at, I'll continue with what happens after Noah's sons have established a new population of people. So thank you for watching. Look at those streaks. They go all the way down. But I'm still barefoot. I'm going to walk in the river to get back, and I'm gonna try and do it swiftly because I got 2 other hikes I want to go check out today, and it's already noon, I think. So it's gonna be about an hour drive down to one of them. So got a lot to do, a lot to see. We about to find out. There's nothing as pleasant and adventurous in my eyes as just walking through a canyon in the river bottom, walking through a river with canyons towering next to you with lush wildlife. It's an oasis in the desert. It's also just the most pleasant smelling environment I've ever been in. It's been consistently so. Oases just smell good. I don't know. It's like the surrounding desert combined with, oh, there's finally life, lush life. It just be smelling amazing. Why would Grand Staircase Escalante National Park restrict improvements that are necessary? Somebody find out for me. All right, so we got 2 slot canyons we're about to check out. And right here it says that this area is one of the quietest places ever recorded in the United States. Southern Utah University deployed acoustic monitors, blah, blah, blah. Enjoy nature's sounds in the dry forest. Talk quietly. Turn off cell phones and encourage your party to walk in silence. Hey, shut up! All right, we're gonna be quiet out here. Warning, spooky slot canyon. Spooky. If you have trouble fitting your body between these posts, do not proceed through Spooky Gulch. You may become stuck and need rescue. If it's up, then it's stuck. Hey, we about to find out. There is virtually no trail. You just go that way, just go. Well, these slot canyons, otherwise known as a gulch, I would prefer to call it a slot canyon. Gulch sounds like you're having trouble trying to swallow something, but these things can fill up quick in a flash flood situation when it starts raining, because water, oh my gosh, water just comes in from everywhere. It can get deadly for sure. And it is freaking muddy down here. I'm having to use a lot of upper body to keep myself stable on the sides of the wall. It's expending a lot more energy than merely walking or hiking. So I hope I brought enough water. Well, this is about to be fun. I'm about to ninja warrior shuffle to try and not get my feet soaking wet. That was difficult to pass through without getting the feet soaking wet, even though they get entirely muddy. This is hard, but it's really cool. Well, I made it through that first slot canyon. Got a couple more to go, but I went to tie my shoe on this rock and I realized there's like this shale rock melted into this other rock. It's cool. Well, I can hear people talking in there, so I might have to yell at them to be quiet since the sign said we should be quiet while doing this. We should encourage people around us to be quiet. But anyways, this one looks like it's gonna be fun. This is wicked. I can hear the other people trying to strategize how they're getting through. And someone just splashed in the water. This is gonna be interesting.
We have to crawl through the mud here, but aside from that.
The shoes are off.
Especially way further in, it's better and better.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest things I've ever done. I'm not kidding. There were some times in there where it was dicey. I ran up on some people. Otherwise, I would have been like a little bit scared, a little bit claustrophobic. But we out here. The feet are doing good. All right, I want to see what it's like squeezing through here. What the heck? This is, it looks like it's like a foot wide, but you shimmy and you'll get through, I guess. Sorry if that sounded dramatic. It is a little bit dramatic. I just squeezed through that. Just letting my feet cool down in the shade because the sand in the desert is really hot. I don't know what I've gotten myself into, but I don't want to put my boots back on because they're freaking nasty and my feet are nasty. And once I get down into this other canyon, it's gonna get muddy again. So holy crap. Yeah, that lasted about 30 more yards before I put my socks on. That was scorching. Well, those socks lasted me another like 30 yards until I stepped on about 18 loose cactus spines. After plucking those out, I finally stepped on one that was just a ball of them and was like, F that. So I got my nasty boots on. Honestly, I think back to this story I heard about a settler in Texas that ran into the Apache and they cut off the bottom of his feet and left him stranded in the desert. And he crawled back on his hands and knees to the closest settlement. So I don't know. I just think of that because I'm over here not really complaining, but I'm like aware of this somewhat of a difficulty. It's all perspective. It's all relative. If there's ever been a time where I've questioned, like, what am I doing on this trip right now? It would be now because there's like no trails out here. And I thought that other slot canyon was just gonna lead into another slot canyon. And I get to walk in and I check the trail on my phone and I'm way off. And then I can't use my phone that much. I'm almost out of battery. I end up having to jump off a freaking rock thing like 15 feet into the sand. The sand's super soft, so it didn't hurt, but I'm just wandering right now in the desert with limited provisions. I could be a dead man walking right now. We're about to find out. These lizards are pretty funny. You'll be walking and you just hear scuttling in the bush, and then boom, there goes the lizard, and he scuttles off to another bush. And it's like, homie, if you had just camped out and chilled, I'm just passing through. I didn't even know you were there, you know? What'd you say? Oh, I thought you said something. Who is making that noise? Is that you, Mr. Fly? It's not you? Can you go see if it's Mrs. Fly and see if she'll settle down and tone it down a little bit? Because I just want a little bit of peace and quiet. I thought this desert was going to be quiet, and I keep hearing all these voices in my head. All these noises. Why are there so many noises? Who is that dragging their feet so loud? Can you tell them to stop? Oh, it's you. Stop dragging your feet so much. You're really loud. Hey, mama. What time is dinner? I'm getting kind of hungry. Yeah, I ate breakfast. That was like 8 hours ago. Wait, what time is dinner? Do you ever like accidentally look directly at the sun? It's so bright. Sometimes I can hear the sun. I can feel the sun. It's really hot. Sometimes it's cold though. No, that's the spoon. I mean the moon. I meant to say moon. Dude, I know what the moon is, okay? It's a big rock. No, it's not on Earth. It's in Utah. You know, the funny thing about horses, anyways, I agree. Why are you being so argumentative? No, I said argumentative, not authoritative. Although you are beginning, your art looks really good lately though. You've been practicing, huh? Yeah, sounds good. What's your favorite kind of water? Yeah, I like the wet kind that like drips. Remember those days when we used to just like hang out at the park and like feed the birds and like make duck calls and like talk to kitties and pet kitties and sometimes get clawed by kitties. What time's dinner? All right, we'll go Michael first and then Mr. Batters, you go. So Mr. Michael, you start us with our noise competition. Mr. Batters, what's gonna be, I'm sorry, Mr. Michael, you're first. What's gonna be your noise of choice? Nice, Mr. Michael. All right, Mr. Batters, you're up. Let's hear it. The judges are waiting in anticipation. Okay, that's gonna be a close call. Let's go to the replay booth. You know, the funny thing about the temperature is that it's all mental. Like, it could technically be hot outside. Like, it's supposed to be right now, but like, I convinced myself it's not. And like, I'm starting to feel tingly and cold, and like, I'm getting goosebumps and stuff. Hey, Doc, are cacti poisonous? Okay, so I'm good to eat. Oh, we have a peace treaty signed with the cacti? What? Wait, what are we doing? When did we sign up for this? I don't remember signing the waiver. We didn't sign a waiver? Then what the freak are we doing out here? Oh, we're under contract. Well, when are we getting paid? We're not getting paid? Dude. All right, I'll put this on my college resume. Volunteer hours. Can help me out a little, considering since my test scores were subliminal. Oh, I've been working on a railroad. Hop, 2, 3, 4. Soldier, all in line. Let's go on march. Hop, 2. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Couple more meters, fellas, and we'll stop. Boss man said it's quitting time. Cold one's on him. Oh, I wish nothing but the best for you. Hey, stop being so loud. Hey, Dad, you got a minute? Oh, no, everything's fine. I don't need any money. Oh, yeah, my grades are cool. They're up. Yeah, no, I let the dogs out. I got a quick question, though. What are the signs of heat exhaustion? No, I mean, I'm chilling. I'm vibing, but like, Tony back there is starting to talk to himself, and like, he said he was feeling tingly. Tony, quit making obnoxious random noises. Hey, man, God is good. God is good. And watch me, pretty boy swag. Hey, pretty boy swag. Yeah. Okay, students, please have a seat. Today, we are talking about the metabolic structure of an amoeba. Hey, I just met you, and rolling in the deep. Shawty got low. Okay, I'll go first. Never have I ever kissed a girl. Never have I ever ate 150 jelly beans in one bite. Okay, your turn, Freddie. You've done everything, Freddie. There's nothing you haven't done. Lots of sandstone out here in Utah. Out in those far distance, those are the Henry Mountains. There's a good reason why the Henry Mountains were the last mountain range in the United States, the continental United States, to be mapped and named, because they are especially rugged and remote. The Henrys are home to one of the few free-roaming bison herds in the country, which were introduced out there in 1941. You can pick any pullover and you're gonna find somewhere nice. Somewhere gonna be nice to just chill. If you ain't chilled today, and I mean chill, kick back, throw the feet up, and chill like a Bill. Chill like your name Bill. Chill like you took a pill. Alright? Chill, for real. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm kind of freaked out sitting like this. Hopefully it'll look fire. Today we're gonna pick up with Genesis chapter 11. So God sent the flood. Noah and his family repopulates the earth. We'll go ahead and go into chapter 10 real quick. The beginning of chapter 10 is the nations descended from Noah. Genesis chapter 10. These are the generations of the sons of Noah. Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Sons were born to them after the flood. So then it just lists all the family, and it ends that chapter with, these are the clans of the sons of Noah, according to their genealogies, in their nations, and from these the nations spread abroad on the earth after the flood. So Noah's family and his genealogy creates many nations, and those nations spread all across the earth after the flood. Well, it says it's spread abroad, so maybe not all over the earth. Chapter 11, the Tower of Babel. Now the whole earth had one language and the same words. And as people migrated from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and settled there. And they said to one another, come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and bitumen for mortar. I don't know what bitumen is. It's probably some mineral, some rock or metal or something for mortar. Then they said, come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of man had built. And the Lord said, behold, they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. And nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. I'm going to repeat that. And nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord dispersed them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. Therefore its name was called Babel, because the Lord confused the language of all the earth. And from there the Lord dispersed them over the face of all the earth. So the part I repeated, God says that nothing that they, the people who are building the tower, nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. And so God realized the scheme that mankind had come to and was like, I cannot allow y'all to orchestrate as y'all are. He disperses them. He confuses them with their language and spread them all over the earth. And so you're either in two camps. You either believe in God in the Bible or you don't. So when we talk about history, it says right here in Genesis that they spread all over the earth. And so it's just kind of interesting to throw that into old ancient history terms of how we know that people were everywhere. They went everywhere. Just because it's interesting to think of the New World perspective whenever Europe and parts of Asia are like colonizing and they're going out, and like whenever, you know, people like in Christopher Columbus's era are now going to the quote unquote new world, how it's new to them, but that world has been there for a long time. It's just interesting to think about. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's the Tower of Babel. I'm going to show y'all me getting down to see how pretty this rock is that I'm chilling on. The rocks here are just insane. It's actually way better grip barefoot. That's something I've discovered. I've walked literally at least 9 miles today barefoot. Look how pretty this color rock is and how it just changes. That's where I was just sitting up there. So I've just pulled up to take a river in the bath, not realizing until I got here, this is the same exact place I was at earlier. That's wild to me. I didn't even know. Went to the natural bridge and arch earlier. What a coincidence. That was the best bath ever. My mom would be proud. I exfoliated with the sand, don't worry. Look at that rain coming in. Would you just look at that? Just look at it. Just look at it. Hold up. Kyle, why are you happy? My phone rang his mom. I said, hey, Jackie. I said, Kyle's acting wacky. I don't know exactly, but Kyle's always weird. He's always been that guy that when you were around him, you don't really trust him. Yeah. Kyle is the type of dude to not shower. He's the type of dude to always cower. Yeah. I knock him down like a tower. When I'm on the court, I hit the three. I go in with the power. Yeah. It don't really matter. I still gon' make that shower. Cause I'm Michael Batters, and when I'm on the court it matters. I can score from anywhere on the court on Kyle's stupid ass. He ain't got no D. I'm sorry when you tryna guard me. I look like Ginobili.